The island planet smouldered. Blackened trees and other foliage were testimony to the effectiveness of napalm. In addition, a number of animals, wild and domestic, had been burned to death. The only human casualty of the invasion, apart from the crew of Icarus, was the dancing man. The woman with the crossbow, which was never far from her reach, stood on the spot where the dancer, now turned to ashes, had performed his last ritual. Behind her, shadowed by the dark trees, was an older man. The gathering light from distant suns made him seem unreal, as if he were but a silhouette or a ghost, likely to fade and disappear at any moment. "He was harmless," said the woman. "Why kill him?" "Perhaps because we had killed the crew of the Icarus spacecraft, and he was an easy target. Federation troopers are not inclined to be merciful." "I killed that crew." "And Dancer was with you, set them up for you, as you said he would." The woman began to cry. She turned towards the man. "I'm sorry to subject you to the tyranny of my tears," she said, as she struggled to regain control of her emotion. The man smiled slightly. "There's no need for you to apologize. Perhaps I am the one responsible for those tears." The woman wiped her eyes and tried only moderately successfully to return the smile. "I suspect there will be many more tears before you are finished, Avon." "Yes, Magda," he said, "of that you can be sure." Avon stepped out of the shadows and placed his arm around her shoulders. She embraced him. For a moment he seemed disconcerted, as if unused to her affection. Very gently he eased her away from him. Once again he smiled, as if to reassure her, but it was a cold smile. The woman nodded, then turned her gaze across the watered land towards the stand of trees beyond which was the beach where the Icarus had been stranded. "I thought you were going to destroy the spacecraft." "Yes. Why didn't you?" "What makes you think I haven't?" "It's gone back to its base." She gave Avon a searching look. "Ah!" she exclaimed. "I think I understand." "What do you think you understand, Magna?" "I think I understand how terrible you can be." Avon said nothing. Instead he began to walk somewhat gingerly over the burnt ground in the general direction of the beach. Magda followed. "You've placed a charge on the Icarus craft, haven't you? But how?" The metal tip of the crossbow bolt you fired into the cockpit contained a small, heat-resistant explosive device. It was unaffected by the phosphorus fire and is primed to go off when an engineer reboots the onboard computer. The Icarus computer, once restored, will scan the cockpit and inadvertently trigger the device. It should be quite spectacular. And there will be a lot of casualties.